Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Wednesday, April 7th, 2021. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. You'll notice here, since that Thursday rejection a couple of Thursdays ago, we've seen a couple of weeks of strong upward price action here. Started off with a very strong Friday, followed by multiple days here of compression, then a breakout and continuation on the first trading day of the new month and of the new quarter. Previous session, though, very narrow range day, and today, heading into the RTH Open, still a narrow range day, 32% of average range, just 14.75 points of range, 15 points of range. We've been averaging about 46 points on a 10-day basis here, and what we've been looking for here heading into today's open was for an outside day likely to develop based off of the previous session's narrow range. In order to do that, you got to take out one side first, reject that side, and then turn around and go to the other side. Given the overall strength here, any push through the previous session's low early in the day could offer an opportunity to reject, trap, and turn back around and become a bullish outside day. That's an idea right now. If this thing's going to remain bullish here, we could see a bear trap below the previous low that could turn this thing around and close strong heading into the end of the day. If that doesn't play out and instead we see a deeper pullback, remember this breakout here at 39.75 and at 4K, that retest could still provide an opportunity to bounce this thing and get it going higher. So right now, until price fails to hold 39.76, this market remains in an upward trending channel here. Any pullback remains buying opportunity ever since it broke free from this ascending wedge. All right, let's take a look here at the NQ. What you'll see here with the NQ is very similar price action here. A nice reversal off that recent low, that Thursday low 2 Thursdays ago. Very nice continuation to the upside, a breakout from this symmetrical triangle here, very strong breakout to begin the month and the quarter. Very similar to the ES, a narrow price range in the previous session, likely to see a break or push through the bottom of that range very soon now. Any push downward could lead to some sort of a flush. Once we see rejection, that could offer an opportunity to buy the dip and see this thing higher. Again, even if this thing were to drop down as deep as 13.1 or 13.2, it could still provide an opportunity for bulls to defend and return prices to new highs. All right, let's take a look now at crude oil. With crude oil, we've seen a development of the 12-day and now developing 13-day narrow range. If we take a look here, it's at 4. Let's increase this up to 13 days now. There we go. This is a developing 13-day range, and you can see again magenta right here, 55% of ADR, and that's really just counting from this day here and that range right here. We've gotten very narrow. We continue to trade within the range. It's been up a day, down a day, up a day, down a day for the most part. So the fact that we kind of went up and then down yesterday means we might have an up day here that could take us back towards 60.75 or so, perhaps even a little bit higher. But until we break out of this range, we're still trapped inside the boundaries of this range until proven otherwise. If price fails to get above 60 here, that could be telling from a short-term perspective, because once we had that drop, we had a rally and rejection with the tail of the previous session. Now we're testing the midpoint near 60. If it can't get through 60, this thing could attempt to break to the downside. Any downside break here from current prices could lead this thing back toward 50. So that could be something to look out for up ahead. All right, let's take a look now lastly at gold futures. Gold right here doing a pretty decent job of bouncing here lately. We saw the minor higher low here. Instead of rejecting that low, it got a higher low and bounced. Narrow pivot range to begin the month, and it has taken the midpoint of the previous month's range bid and has powered higher. I mentioned yesterday that 1750 was going to be the important level there to overcome in the near term, and as high as 1765. But getting above 1750 would be very important here for attempting to push back into the higher market structure. This thing has developed lower market structure down here between 1675 and 1750. Above 1750 opens up the upper market structure that takes you up toward 1875. So there could be a move of over 100 points here if this thing can find acceptance above 1750. Any failure to hold 1725 could open up a deeper pullback into 1700, which again, based off of this higher low right here, any pullback needs to be a higher low, which could lead to a pretty good move through 1750. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.